Hello, my darlings. It's ALB in Whisperland here. Today I have on my toque, and we're going to have a very cozy and aptly themed, very Canadian sort of video. If you don't know already, I don't know why, because I feel like I mention it all the time. I'm Canadian. I live in Toronto, and so I thought it would be a really great sort of educational video. I'm going to tell you some interesting things about Canada today that you may not have known, or if you're from Canada, you can just celebrate yourself and how wonderful you are. I have on a fabulous sweater today. I'll see if I can show you my Toronto Public Library sweater. I love the library here. I go all the time. So thumbs up for libraries. They're so great. Today's video is sponsored by a wonderful app called Buns. I'm really excited to be working with Buns because this is one of those marvelous serendipitous moments where I was already a really big fan of the Buns app before we started working together, and so it's exciting for me to get to tell you about them. So Buns is an app that you can use, on your phone or iPad or whatever. It's a trading app, and basically the concept of Buns is that you have stuff that you no longer need anymore, and I have stuff that I no longer need or want or, whatever. So let's trade them. It's a trading app, and you can use Buns to trade so many things. Some of the most common items on Buns are Subway tokens, tall cans, groceries, all kinds of stuff, gift cards, you name it. Myself, I've done dozens of trades because I've been using the app for a couple of years now. And I've been telling all my friends about it for ages and forcing it on them. That's what friends do, right? They make their friends. Just me. Well, I've gotten a lot of really great stuff on there. Some of my favorite all-time trades would have to be, I found some Copic markers on there. I found a drafting table stand for my desk. Some DVDs I was missing from my collection. All kinds of stuff. So in today's video, to celebrate Buns and the kind of sustainable community building that Buns is created for, I'm going to show you some items that you could get in trades, but also some things that I bought using bits. That's bits. BTZ or C for my American friends. So bits is Buns currency. There are so many businesses here in Toronto that actually accept bits, the currency, as payment. So there's cafes, stores, like service stores, get your nails done, that accept bits. So you can use bits as a currency within the app and then go buy stuff at a store. It's really neat. One of my favorite stores that accepts bits is called the Drake here in Toronto, and the Drake is probably the place I tell people to go if they're looking to get something like souvenir-y. They have very Canadian things, but they're not like, tacky souvenirs. They're for stuff you'll actually want to have in your home or that would make a really good gift. So I have some wonderful, very Canadian things to show you today. Where should we get started? I think where I'd like to get started today is with this roll of tokens. Have you ever seen something so beautiful? So these are Ttc tokens. Ttc is the Toronto or Toronto. I have a feeling that I might get made fun of a little bit in this video because I don't say Toronto or Toronto. People who live here say Toronto, but I say Toronto. I've only been living here for 5 years, so I'm off the hook, okay? No making fun of me. So, the Toronto Transit Commission is what these tokens are for. And that's our subway and bus and trolley, streetcar. It's basically our public transit service here. And this roll of tokens has 50. I think that we're going to crack this open. That's going to be so exciting. I've never actually held this many tokens in my hand at one time. So this roll feels very exciting to me. Ttc tokens always remind me of, you might think this is goofy, they always reminded me of like little magical elf coins. If you've never seen one before, you'll know what I mean when I show you. They are my fresh little elf coins. Aren't these so cute? They're just so little to me. They're really tiny and I don't know. They feel like pretend money or something. But yeah, in Toronto, you use these on the subway and bus and anything like that. Although they're trying to switch us all over to Presto cards, which is a lot like the Metro card in New York City. A little different, but same idea. They're all, I don't know, maybe I'm alone in this. I feel like there'll always be something so magical about these coins. Although I do feel a bit like Ebenezer Scrooge sitting here with these. I feel like I could dive into them like Scrooge McDucket and DuckTales. Let's count these. There's quite a few here. Let's see. Unroll a couple more. Come on, get out of here. Nice. Let's see. That's the paper. We don't need that anymore, do we? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. They're fun to count because they're so little. There's other money in the world that's this small, I think, but not in countries that I've personally visited. I think that's why it's so cute to me. I've only been to Canada and America so far, so that's the only concept I have of coin money at this point. It's so interesting what money looks like all over the world. But these aren't like money. As Abba would say, these are just tokens that you use to travel all over the city. Special magical coins. They're so dainty and cute. It's kind of therapeutic to run your hands over a couple. You don't need that many. Like, this is quite the pile, but you don't need that many to get this effect. Probably just like 3. You can hear how nice that sounds. Sounds so dainty and cute. Especially kind of nice when it hits my ring. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to show you is this very beautiful candle that I got at the Drake. It makes really nice dippity-dappity sounds. This little candle, what is this made out of? It doesn't say. It's like ceramic. So it makes really nice dippity-dappity sounds. I really like this brand that they sell at the Drake for candles. It's called Patty Wax. And this is like the third or fourth candle I've bought from them. This particular one is saltwater and lily. I just thought in the store it just smelled so good. I like candles that are fragrant but not too overpowering. Just something that makes the room be full of beautiful smells. I think that we should light this. Let's give it a go. I'm gonna take this little cardstock out. Thank you, cardstock. You've served your purpose. So this is a single wick candle. We're gonna have to trim this little wick before we light it though. I have these really neat little, I guess they're like wick shears. They're pretty cool looking, huh? This is from Yankee Candle. I got this as a gift last year, I think. They're just, I don't know, it's fancy looking to me. It feels very, like, extravagant to trim wicks with these. Isn't the pattern on this so cute? It kind of reminded me of, like, speckled eggs or something like that. The scent is pretty floral, but not overpowering. Okay, let's do this. A little trim for you, my friend. A little haircut. Alright, let's light this. Smells so nice too, actually. My favorite of the scents, if I'm remembering correctly, they have a really nice, it was either clove or patchouli. My brain kind of blends all the scents together that I like, but they had a really nice one. I like scents like that. Anything musky, but not too musky. I like citrusy things too. Stuff with clove and nutmeg. Usually holiday scents are my favorite, but I don't so much like mint, so me and holiday scents are not always a match made in heaven. Because a lot of places do candy cane. This is like a really nice mild kind of scent though. It's really relaxing to look at in the beautiful little container it's in. The ceramic dish. I feel like I could probably use this for something else when I'm done with it, when the candle's burnt out. Usually if things come in cute jars, I'll reuse them, put something in them. And this one, it's really pretty, right? I feel like you could do jewelry or something nice. We have some very good crinkly beauties to look at now. Got a couple patches here. These are fun. This one says Campfire Connoisseur. And this one says Newfoundland and Labrador. I had to get this one to add to my Newfoundland patch collection. And then I also got this enamel pin that is Poutine, or Poutine, fries and gravy and cheese. And I couldn't leave this one. So classically Canadian, this is a little enamel pin of bagged milk. Let's take a closer look at these. You guys know how much I like crinkly packaging, so it was the perfect fit. How much do you love this one? Campfire connoisseur. I like stuff that has like sweets, motifs, and things like that. And this one's really fun because it's an iron-on patch that kind of has almost like a, Scouts kind of vibe. Like you earned a badge in making s'mores. Plastic makes nice sounds. I like stuff that looks like it could be a badge you earned. I feel like iron-on patches and enamel pins are kind of all the rage right now. That could be me just speaking from within my own bubble though, because personally I've been into them a lot lately. And it always seems like, and you'll tell me if I'm wrong, but for me, it always seems like when I'm interested in something, I start to notice it more. So it could be the case with this, that's what's going on. Had to get this one. Come on. It's so cute. They had patches for all of the different Canadian provinces, and I wanted to get Newfoundland because it's so near and dear to my heart. A little reminder of the rock, the salt of the earth. Cheese pie, that's a beautiful patch. You can get nice patches down there at the Drake. East my duck, they got good patches down there. That one goes out to you, all my Newfoundland buds. You know I love you so much. Alright, so these pins I should say. These aren't patches, these are pins. These I thought would be a really great opportunity to tell you a little bit about some fun Canada kind of facts. A lot of my viewers are from America, and I love visiting America so much, but there's probably things about Canada that you might not know. So let's start out with the bagged milk. So this tiny enamel pin is of a red plastic milk container with a bag of milk in it. Milk bags have been a Canadian thing since the 1970s. They're not that popular in all provinces. So if you're in Canada and you don't use them where you live, it's totally normal. But where I live, it's what I grew up on. They're mostly popular in Ontario, in Quebec, in the Maritimes. In each big bag of milk that you buy at the store, there's 3 little bags that look like this. And they're each filled with milk, and there's about 4 liters in total. Until like the late, 1960s or so, milk was packaged in big, heavy glass bottles. And in like mid-60s, they started to use bags because it was more cost-effective and just like easier for a lot of reasons. For example, if you wanted to have milk come in different sizes and quantities, if it was in a jug or something like that, you'd have to completely redesign the jug to fit that. Whereas with bags, it's pretty easy to resize them. And in the 1970s, Canada switched to the metric system. So it made that. It was kind of like an easy choice for us, I think, and it just completely caught on. So most of the milk that's sold in Ontario is in bags, but I think only 50% of people or so use the bags instead of cartons. And of course, if you like soy milk or almond milk, that's not usually in bags. I have so many memories of with my siblings of not refilling the bag. Okay, so what I mean is, and everybody's had this experience if you have siblings where one of my brothers would almost finish off a bag of milk, completely polish it off, but maybe there's a tablespoon, and they would leave that in the bag so that they didn't have to change the bag because it technically wasn't empty and they didn't finish it off. Because in my house growing up, if you finished the bag off, you had to put a new bag in the pourer. So, yeah, that was such a sibling trick. Completely worked though. Alright, let's look at this one right here. This one is such a cute enamel pin of Poutine, or Poutine as some people here call it. So Poutine is kind of a nationwide food. We love it here. Basically what it is fries and gravy and cheese in a nutshell. But it is more complicated than that too. I'm going to tell you some things about Poutine. I'm going to have to refer to Wikipedia because a lot of it's in French and it's hard for me to remember French words because I'm not a French speaker. So, Poutine is technically the correct way to pronounce this food, Poutine. But a lot of people here call it Poutine. And for the most part, where I live anyway, maybe not in Quebec, but people don't get super fussy if you say it Poutine. It's very common to say it Poutine. Personally, I say Poutine, but I would pretty much never correct somebody for saying Poutine. We kind of don't care. Poutine is a dish originating from the Canadian province of Quebec, consisting of French fries and cheese curds topped with brown gravy. This dish emerged in the late 1950s in the Centre du Quebec area and has long been associated with the cuisine of Quebec. So, Quebec is a very, very French province, the most French province of all of the provinces in Canada. And it came from there. Poutine came from there. I found this very interesting, so I wanted to share this with you. The Dictionnaire historique du français québécois lists 15 different meanings of Poutine in Quebecois and Acadian French, most of which are for kinds of food. The word Poutine in the meaning fries with cheese and gravy is dated to 1982, but other senses of the word have been in use since 1810. Isn't that amazing? According to Merriam-Webster, a popular etymology is that Poutine is from a Quebecois slang word meaning mess. Now, I'm going to tell you my favorite thing about Poutine, and to me, what makes a superior Poutine is the cheese curds. Proper Poutine, and this is what separates it from disco fries in New Jersey, which I also love, but it's not the same. Cheese curds in Poutine have a squeak to them. It's a squeaky cheese curd, and when you bite into it, it squeaks in your mouth. It really does. It's hard to imagine unless you've had it, but a proper Poutine should have squeaky cheese curds. I had a lobster Poutine when I was in Nova Scotia last year. It was pretty good actually, but I don't know. There's nothing that beats the classic, you know? I was also once in Montreal during their Poutine Fest and got to have some there, and it truly is superior. Probably my favorite place for poutine in Toronto is Poutine's. That's the place I usually recommend to people if they are, new to Canada or visiting Canada. They have good poutine there, and they have like vegetarian and I think vegan options too. So, good stuff. Now, like I said, you can get all kinds of stuff on the Buns app. Tall cans is one of the most popular currencies, and mine of choice is iced tea or lemonade. So we're going to have a nice cup of this in my very Canadian glass. Look at this. It's a little RCMP mounted police, like a vintage tumbler cup that says Canada. I thought that was just so classic looking with the gold trim. Okay, let's do this. I'm thirsty. So this cup I really like because I kind of have like a sort of vintagey vibe in my kitchen. And even though it's not pastel, I feel like it still goes pretty well. And we have some tall cans here. I think this particular one is iced tea and lemonade. So that's kind of fun. A nice little mix. I've got some ice here, so let's go ahead and crack. It's nice to do that little like wiggle, the ice wiggle we call it. You know, we have to do the ice wiggle when we're making ice to build our igloos with. There we go. 2 ice cubes. And the polar bears that we Canadians ride around on every day, they like the ice wiggle too. Cheers. Nice. Well, thank you so much for checking out this video, and thank you so much to Buns for sponsoring it. Be sure to check out the description of this video And you can download buns right through the link there and get started on creating a sustainable community where you